lions of gilded wood or bronze had tails that would lash to the ground, jaws that opened to emit roars with quivering tongues. This was written by Luitprand in the Antidopasis in the 10th century.
Oh.
Herein is the most amazing account of the siege of Jerusalem. Christians, Greeks, and Syrians were joined in the assault. Count Raymond Duke Godfrey, also Robert Count of Normandy, and Robert of Flanders were there. They built a siege tower of small pieces of wood, all that was to be had, bound by leather thongs. They attacked with catapults and other contraptions, and daring soldiers launched stones and arrows from the siege tower. The Saracens within hurled from their slings torches and flaming brands soaked in oil and fat, and thus many died upon both sides. By noon of the day, Siri, stupid, sexy Flanders. By the noon of the day dedicated to Venus, the walls were breached and taken. Franks and others poured in and pursued the Saracens, so that the enemies were driven to take refuge inside the holy places. Within the Temple of Solomon, 10,000 Saracens were decapitated. Not a soul was spared, and neither the women nor children. The squires and the poorest soldiers slit the bellies to search for jewels that had been swallowed, and then burnt the bodies to thus search in the ashes for coins. After the massacre, the Crusaders sacked the homes and took whatever they found there, rich or poor. However, Count Raymond allowed Turks, Arabs, and some 500 dark Ethiopians who had taken refuge in the Temple of David to depart alive after leaving all their money within the citadel. This is written by Geoffrey of Monmouth in the Historia Regum Britannicae. William of Newburgh reports that the history Rerum Angelicarum tells of a village at the mouth of the river. You just seen that, David, huh? That river Tweed in the northern regions. A poor but very evil man was buried, but at night would leave his grave and walk again. At his side would run a pack of barking dogs. This sight and sound threw people into great terror until he returned to his grave at dawn. Those unlucky to be caught would have their blood sucked by this creature. The elders consulted, having heard other tales. Thus they hired 10 bold young men to dig up the horrible corpse and chop it into pieces, and then burn it. You should have seen that, David, yeah. Yet after it was destroyed, still a plague came and killed most of the people, and it was said that the plague came from the walking dead. There is no notation of the writer of this scroll, and yet it seems to speak of the history of this very fortress turned monastery. It speaks of Ignis Fatuus, the will-o'-wisp whose name means foolish fire. These, it says, are the spirits of the dead who have drowned in this fens. It also speaks of the guardians of the gate and names them thus: Cogito, the thinker; Melita, the malicious; Ineptus, the foolish; Vocalis, the speaker; Ainunus, the hungry; Hilarious, the jolly; and Deforms, the ugly. Is that important?
Speaks also of the guardians of the gate and names them thusly: Cogito, the thinker; Militia, the
Why
malicious.
are we reading again? We're rereading it. I didn't know if it was important. It ends with...
They're in capital letters, so...
Yeah. When you've touched the face of wisdom and the face of that which hungers, then will the fool's tongue be loosened and the path be made clear. So I'm guessing that you need that part too. Okay. "'Tis from the Anglo-Saxon Manual of Astronomy, written but a century ago. It notes how the sea flows according to the rising of the moon, and that a tree cut down during a full moon will be harder against the worm-eating than those cut down under a new moon." It is not stars, but fire that falls from the sky, being fire which flies from the heavenly bodies. For stars are fixed as God placed them in the firmament and cannot fall as long as this world endures. Yet the moon, the sun, evening and day star, and the other 3 stars are not fixed, good winkers, and move in their courses through the heavens. Septem planetae, these 7 are called. This scroll speaks of what philosophers call atoms, which are so minute that they are indivisible, and cannot be cut or divided or further broken down. It is believed that these atoms sweep through the void of the universe, restlessly going in all directions. Some ancient philosophers considered that all things, grass, crops, trees, fire, water, spring from and are composed from atoms. In Greek, tomos means division, atomos means invisibility. Thus writes Isidore of Seville in the Etymologies in the 7th century. Herein Sulpicius Severus of 5th century writes of the power of Saint Martin, who has gone to the pagan village and destroyed an ancient temple. He began then to cut down a sacred pine tree, but the priest of the place objected. Saint Martin explained that it was not holy, but the boldest of them challenged him. He said, "If you have such faith in this God you worship, we will ourselves cut down this tree if you allow yourself to be bound to the ground where it will fall, trusting only to your God to save you." This Saint Martin allowed and was made fast upon the ground, onto the ground where the pagans, though thought no doubt could be that the tree would fall. As they cut, they cried out joyously, drawing a crowd. Saint Martin had no fear and waited patiently with full faith in the Lord. As the tree fell crashing, he lifted up his head, and the tree was driven back to fall in the opposite direction, nearly falling upon those who had cut it. Thus were the pagans dismayed, and the village brought under the salvation of God. The duties of the seller of the monastery are described. He must be intelligent, mature, character, sober, have no greed, nor be lazy or insulting, nor boisterous. He should do nothing without the abbot's orders, and do whatever he is ordered. He should not offend the brothers, and should answer with humility and reason any untoward request. He should care for the children, the guests, and the sick and the poor, for by his treatment of them will he be weighed on the day of judgment. He is to look after the vessels and all sacred articles of the monastery. He is to give out equally and fairly apportioned provision to all brothers. This is written by Benedict of Nursia in the 6th century in his Regula. This fits the description Marion gave me. I'll tuck it into my sleeve. By Vinicius Honorius Clementatius Fortuanus, taken from opera Patrologia Latina in the 6th century. 'Tis a poem entitled Curse on the Chef. Black-hearted wretch, all caked in smoke, face like a stew pot, smeared with soot, like your utensils filthy black. You 3-legged pot, you slimy pan, you don't deserve these verses mine. I'll make a charcoal sketch instead, whose shameful likeness will recall a pitch black-hearted man withal. And 'tis followed by Take It Easy, which reads as follows. Drop business and lawsuits on the Palatine. This festive table bids you dine and wine. Let din of law and wrangling cases rest. The day is joyous. To relax is best. All right. I think we went the gamut and read it all.
Yeah, if this was a modern game, we would probably got
an achievement.
Achievement, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But now we got the scroll we need. Can we leave this place or no?
Maybe. I mean, that seemed to be at least the important thing.
So you had a lunch? Oh, my lunch was okay too. Wasn't anything to write home about. It's just some pizza rolls we've had in the freezer for a while, and I just heated them up in the microwave. Glad your lunch was okay, and glad their lunch was okay, and glad Mess and Tat's lunch was okay. We're all okay.
You stay okay, okay?
Okay, I don't recognize you. Yeah, once again.
We gave away the gem, which was a bad idea.
Is he gonna now know the scroll is? Yes, we are. We're all okay. We're all doing okay. All right. So this is just, do you get, yeah, I don't think you get any points for clicking on anything in here, do you?
Tables are old and much used, probably left behind by the Normans.
Let me grab some water. We're all right.
I want to say there's something with that, but maybe it's maybe there's something else with it later, or maybe it just looks pretty. Let's see if there's anything else up here, maybe. The top of the stairs, there's a locked door with a small barred window. Through it, you can see a cell with no one inside. Okay. To this tower. Well, maybe let's see if we can walk over here. Well, in the center, perhaps this. Okay. Friar is within, surrounded by torture devices, with his unfortunate victim strung up on one of them. Oh, can't go in there. Answer me, speaker. I'll put weights on your feet and rip your arms from their second ahem. I tell you, brother Eustace, I've never seen a more stubborn, stupid creature than this miserable dwarf. He does look miserable. Waste enough time here. You're to stand guard and increase his pain in any way you can. When he's ready to talk, send for me. I'll be in the scribe's room. Yeah, what do you want? The Blessed Lady, what a terrible pain he must be suffering. Dwarf is in too much agony to speak. Scroll I took from the scribes. You open the hand scroll. What use is that to a man hanging from a strappado? Whoever it is, it surely must have an evil purpose. Make for a good rat stew, but there's no time for that. How about rat tart? Too high and small to afford any means of escape. Ropes of the strappado are designed to slowly tear the victim's limbs from their sockets by the weight of his own body. Mist from the fens slimes the dank walls. Can't pull on his body without causing him worse pain than he already suffers. You set me free, but the prior bade you. Shrivel his black soul, I am no servant of his. Such kindness makes you a giant among men, and men are giants indeed when I am amongst them. How can you jest when you still shake with pain? But I am Falk the Jester, don't you know? Court jester to God save him, Richard Coeur de Lion. What? You're King Richard's own jester? Then our king is free? I will never betray my beloved master, so if this is some filthy trick to win my trust.
I was wondering if he was a
listen
bad guy.
well. I will place my life in your hands to show my good faith. I am no monk. I am Robin Hood. Oh, sorry. Should that mean something? Only that I am the most hunted outlaw in all England. You have but to whisper my name to these monks and I am a dead man. Pray pardon me, I've been on the crusades with Blessed Mary protect him, our beloved king for many years, alas he's still a prisoner in Europe. But how came you here? My master sent me ahead of him, so I escaped Leopold's ambush, but upon reaching England and fell into Prince John's hands, may he suffocate and awful. He turned me over to these monks who seem to know you well enough. I swear by the Virgin Mary, I'm not one of them. Prior swears by the Holy Three, yet he tortures me. How would you have me prove myself, Falk? Why should you want to? As I love my king, I swear I will not leave here unless I take his devoted servant with me. And I will not leave here without my verses. I beg your pardon? They're written upon a ragged bit of scroll wrapped around a wooden cylinder. The prior may the devil feed him, dung for eternity has taken them. The prior seeks to decode the secrets of my verses, but he must not, or will have failed the trust my king placed in me. Turn my scroll to me, and I'll never doubt you again.
That one we read upstairs, the chef one?
No, I think it's something we'll find. Stout fellow and truly loyal to the Lionheart. Looks a little like Lee Suit Larry from the side.
Man, he's outsourcing his own torture.
Yeah, what do you want?
Lazy.
You need to learn how to delegate.
And why do we give a fuck about fuck? Fuck. I tried to say it. I couldn't do it. AC White Raven, have some more food.
It's all her fault.
I got like cookies. They're not Oreos, but they're like Newman cookies. I don't know if you guys know them. But Paul Newman has a charity that does cookies, and some of the money of the proceeds goes to charity. Feed the homeless or something.
It's not a form of charity. No inside. Okay.
You keep reading, Mommy.
I think we will come back here later, and there might be something else going on there later.
Can we just walk out the front door like a willy-nilly?
I don't think so. Why say there's something with a statue?
Like a hidden secret passage?
That's my thought.
So gotta get the verses in the guy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, we don't have the bag or the pipe anymore, so it makes me think we're not going to be just waltzing out the front door. What do you seek, brother? I wish to leave. Prior has not given permission for anyone to leave today. But the prior has given me a mission. Then I must have proof or word from the prior. Those are his orders. Until then, you may not pass. Okay. None shall pass.
I didn't think that was going to happen anyway.
I didn't either. So, hopefully, this is all kind of, you can just sort of do whatever. I see desks and scrolls inside. There's a room set at the side for study.
So there should be a new scroll that we haven't read? Oh. What could we possibly offer the prior that he doesn't?
Pardon me. Hey, brother Eustace, has the congian broken? Have you loosened his half-wit tongue? Nay, Grace. Then what are you doing here? One of your more trusted brothers arrived to take my place and bade me to tell you he'd break the door for you soon enough. Which brother did you countermand my order to you? Forgive me, your worship, his name Has clear fled my poor brain. 'Tis a poor brain indeed, a bacon brain more full of fat than sense. Do what you will for now. I'll deal with your punishment and his later.
Well, he's a nice guy.
So, can we give him money? Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, that's probably not too smart.
Yeah.
No, that's
Okay.
definitely not going to work.
Shall I refill your drink for you? Let me.
You have something that makes him go. Oh,
Whoops. You stupid, clumsy, worthless. Clean up this mess. I'm going to the tower to wash up my robe.
all right.
Clumsily as a fox, your worship. Let his worship clean it up himself. Fox scribbled bits of doggerel. Whatever, doggerel. Trees argued amongst themselves to decide who was first amongst trees. In Latin they spoke. Said moon, nothing is sweeter than what I bear. The Romans loved me dearly, said to her, pigs grow fat on my acorns. Ido cried, the power with me bow sleeps within me, my helmet of fruit, my treasure coal said.
Gonna need this one too.
I'm going to just in case. Music hides within me, said Bruce. I mean, it's, you know, there's the bits about the trees and stuff, so it's like, okay, is there something with this?
Yeah.
Trees argued, but the key is this. Every tree is the first amongst trees, and first they are in order spoken.
Okay.
Good thing I was careful to knock over the goblet in such a way the scroll wasn't damaged.
I would wonder about that.
Can we go in?
He's busy changing his robes in there. All right, Winkers, may have your one piece. And how do we get in there?
Just walk in. It hurts. Don't try to move me yet. Is it this one? Oops. Wish you give me a hand, but I see you have two hands, and that's enough for any man.
He doesn't want the scroll. He just wants you to have it. Oh, that's not the right scroll.
Not that one.
Bless you, hooded Robin Hood. Sorry. No matter, we must turn our wits to escape. There is a way, a secret way. Follow me. Figured that, right? That there would be a secret way out.
Where's it down the bell? Yes.
Oh, no. The monks brought me in this way. It looks like a solid wall, but press here and it opens. Follow me. Please, let's go at once. As soon as they discover I'm gone, they'll come looking for us. All right, man, get in the boat. Looks like there's a gate on there, though. I mean, am I missing something? All right, day 5, fence gate.
So it's
quite a mouth on that gargoyle. The gargoyle has a lean and hungry look. I'd say this gargoyle was sculpted by someone with a sense of humor. What a particularly hideous gargoyle. There's a foolish-looking gargoyle, malicious-looking gargoyle, and thoughtful. Is that the poem we just read?
Yeah, and one of the others.
Please, let's leave at once. So one of the others, we have that foolish and, oh, I know what it is. It's the one with the capital letters, right?
So.
All right.
Gale, thusly, the thinker, the malicious, the foolish, the speaker, the hungry.
So you have to click on them in order?
Ends with this. When you've touched the face of wisdom, and the face which hungers, then will the fool's tongue be loosened and the path. Okay, wisdom.
So we need wisdom. Didn't you click on it and it was telling you things? Okay. Foolish.
Foolish.
Malicious. Thoughtful.
Oh, maybe him. Face of wisdom.
Wisdom.
So maybe him.
Hideous. Sculpted by sense humor. Lean and hungry. Okay. So maybe you have to click on the...
Foolish. Okay. Hungry.
You have to start with this guy.
Okay.
The gargoyle may have shifted slightly at my touch, but it may have been a trick of the water. Thank the Virgin it didn't bite my fingers, though I almost thought it felt move at my touch. Now I've loosened I've found the means of loosening the fool's tongue. And this is the hidden counterweight to raise the gate. Oh, so they don't even make you go through it all. When wisdom, can I see that for a second? It ends with this: when you've touched the face of wisdom and the face of that which hungers, then will the fool's tongue be loosened and the path be made. They discovered our escape. Thank the Blessed Lady. The fog is so thick on these waters, it'll hide us until we reach the shore. Well, now you are. It's okay. I'm going shopping tomorrow if the weather is good. Nice. My poor words of gratitude could never express what's in my heart. Let me give you 2 parting gifts to show my sincerity. Take these ragged verses of mine. They hold secrets within secrets and treasures within treasures. We could have kept the boat. Now open the end of the wooden cylinder and tap gently into your hand what is hidden within. By the Virgin, a magnificent ring of lapis lazuli set in silver. No ordinary ring either. My master, God save the king, saved the life of a magician during the siege of Jerusalem. The magician gave him 2 magic rings, the ring that commands fire and the ring that commands water. Abbot of Nottingham, may his brain be infested with leprous maggots, has taken the ring that commands fire for himself. Whosoever wears that ring cannot be harmed by fire, however hot. What you hold in your hands is the ring that commands water. In truth, it commands elemental spirits or other such beings that live in watery places, rather than commanding the water itself. I bid you keep it safe until my master can come calling for it himself. And I charge you, if you ever can deprive that fat, scabrous abbot of the fire ring, you will be doing your king a noble service. I give you my word to put my wits to it. If it can be done, I will find a way. Then I commend to you these bits of tomfoolery. That's what I use that word and I don't even know how to spell it. Tomfoolery that I call verse. Within them you will find the key to unlock the ring of fire. Farewell then, I'm off to find Queen Eleanor and serve her until my master, bless him, is returned to us. Farewell, folk. We shall meet again if God wills. Okay.
So what constitutes as good weather, AC?
And what are you going to go shopping for?
I hurried back to camp as quickly as I could, arriving shortly after dusk to find the men anxiously waiting my return.
Would this ring Falk gave you could make you invisible, then you could walk into Nottingham Castle and free the widow's son.
I think that'll be soon.
If you think I acted wrongly, nay, Robin, it was as clever a trick as you've ever pulled. And freeing the king's own jester was a fine deed. But Hal, Hob, and Dickon will be hanged as soon as the sheriff pleases. Tomorrow may be our last chance to rescue them. Then let us sleep now. We'll need all our strength and cunning to save those men.
Yeah. I'll have to check to see if it's something we could have done today or if it's more of a, no, this is the order of things and they're just telling you kind of what you need to do next. So
it sounds like we need to become invisible then.
Well, I think it was indicating like if you could have just slipped in or something like that.
That is the black monk robe hidden in the castle.
Okay, so at least he keeps that around so if he needs to get back or use some form of disguise in how they want to free the men and stuff like that. I think I maybe remember a little bit of something of what we have to go about and do at some point, but
to get
to free the three boys. So,
and why were the three boys taken in?
They probably got caught by the sheriffs.
Were they pillaging or doing something?
No, because remember, like when we talked to them early in the game, they kind of, acted sort of as informants and sometimes would get supplies for Robin Hood and his men. So
they're basically the bait to bring Robin Hood to the jail.
No, they were just captured and now they found, so that's what we found early in, I think it was the day 5, the widow was crying that her sons were arrested.
Right.
Because the sheriff isn't very nice.
Oh, I've got that feeling. Don't need a genius to figure that one out. What?
Yeah. Well, it's 3:16, so.
Okay. We're out of 4 hours of the stream. Chad's ready to go. Let's put the things to bed, I guess.